General Museveni was in Kenya to launch the standard gauge railway so that it can be built from Kisumu, I think, to go to up to Kasese. And the brother of Raila Odinga came out to tell General Kaguta Museveni that he should not arrest Kenyans who come fishing in the Lake Victoria. Raila Odinga's brother said these statements.
Mr. President, I now wonder how an unviable project 5 years ago has become viable 5 years later. Mr. President, this is a show of commitment to developing infrastructure. Without proper infrastructure, Your Excellencies, it is impossible to connect our three countries. These three countries of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. They were supposed to be one country. It is just because of colonial divisions that they became separate countries. If you look at Kenya and Uganda, Samias are on both sides. The Tesos are on both sides. We go to Uganda, the Maasais and Abdu Wadigos down there are all in both sides of the countries. They are supposed to be one country. And Your Excellency, Museveni, President Museveni, I appeal to you, please make this lake of ours, Lake Victoria, a common user facility so that you can manage the security of the lake jointly with us. We don't want harassment from our side and from your side. President Museveni, I plead with you and President Ruto, please make this a common user facility, how it used to be when our forefathers were managing it, without any conflict in the lake at all. I don't want to speak much more than that, but I think this infrastructure is going to open development in East Africa. It is also a show that Kisumu now is looked at from a different mirror.
That is Raila's brother, known as Oburu Odinga. We all know that Raila died, and the ODM party was taken by his brother, Oburu Odinga. For Oburu Odinga coming out to question General Kaguta Museveni, it's not going to be the first time. Remember, there are waters that we share with Kenya. Uganda shares waters with Kenya. And on waters, there are some border areas. There is an island known as Migingo Island. It is in the borders of Uganda, which means that Uganda is the one to administer those waters. But and of course, it is nearer to Kenya than to Uganda. There are very few Ugandan fishermen who are settling on Migingo Island than the Kenyan fishermen. And this normally brings fights. The Ugandan Marines normally are around to arrest Kenyan people who come in Uganda waters. This contestation lasted for a long time until they went to the International Court of Arbitration, where the court came out to say that that island belongs to Uganda. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the statements which were made by Oburu Odinga, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're into this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagri. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, the Lake Victoria has been a contestation between Kenya and Uganda because of that particular island. The county in which the SGRs launched is Kisumu. And it's not the first time. Even Raila Odinga, before his death, he echoed the same statement. They even saw that the Kenyan government should organize the military to take on the Ugandan army. So you clearly see that they are playing the politics with the Migingo Island that is owned by Uganda, because the International Court of Arbitration came out very clearly to say that that island belongs to Uganda. Raila Odinga, before his death, said these statements.
We do not see any reason why our fishermen should be harassed in the waters. We need to come up with an agreement that these waters can be exploited generally In the Indian Ocean, you've got Koreans, Japanese coming to fish in our waters here, and there's nothing we're doing about it. Why should Kenyan fishermen be harassed when they just cross the border here? And let us then also agree with Uganda so that we know exactly where the border is. Ugandans have brought in Marines in the lake, harassing our fishermen. We should also have Marine in the lake. So that our fishermen are not harassed unnecessarily in the lake. Okay? But having said that, there's also, you mentioned it, the issue of clashes of our fishermen in the lake. They're killing each other because of fish. This is stupid. Should not allow this.
That is RAILA Amolo Odinga. So for me, I think, one, Kenya should stop playing politics with Migingo Island, because the first solution to Migingo Island is to understand the stake of each and every country. That island is far away from Uganda and is near Kenya. So the Kenyan fishermen normally go on that island to get fish. Yet, and by the way, it constitutes almost 80% Kenyans. So what needs to be done is the Ugandan government should sit down with Kenya, and I think they do that because I've seen documentaries. When you're in Kenya, you get a temporary visa to go on that island to get a working ration. But of course, enforcement of the law, when very many Kenyans are on the island, will paint Ugandan security officers in bad light, yet they are doing the right thing. So all of these mantra which was said by Oburu Odinga is because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Such issues are not said on the rallies. He came off as a populist. If indeed he wanted a working relationship with Uganda, he had an opportunity to have a small meeting with General Kaguta Museveni in a closed door meeting so that they can get an understanding. But coming out to speak out on those issues publicly shows that he was playing politics. It's the reason why even General Museveni didn't retaliate or didn't talk about it, because the truth is known that Migingo Island is for Uganda, because an international court of arbitration came out to say so. Okay? Of course, as my opinion is truly Mr. Makindi, Kabi Sulaiman Magar. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you on another one. Peace.